Presenting Secrets of Jonson's Ode, Part 2. This is the 400th anniversary of Shakespeare's first folio. In Part 1, we looked at some of the puzzles and clues to the authorship game that are found in Jonson's poem. What I'm about to present actually follows this idea from the mathematical preface by John Dee for Euclid's Geometry. The conceiving of numbers that at length we may be able to find the number of our own name. And it also follows this idea. Arithmetic can detect and convince and clearly make the truth to shine. We'll start with a couple of simple word counts. From Shakespeare's, the second Shakespeare on page 2, to the first Shakespeare on page 1, we count 117 words. From Star of Poets to Shakespeare in brackets is 34 words. You subtract 34 from 117 to get 83. It's a very rarely seen number in the authorship game, but 83 equals 4 O's. Of course, that means 40. Let's do some gematria sums. We'll start here. The gematria sum of all of these uppercase letters in these two lines is 91. Take a closer look at the uppercase W. It's a broken W. Therefore, we can actually say that this has a gematria sum of 71. But when we subtract this number of words, the remainder is 66. 66 is V, V, V in the Latin alphabet repeated count. Now we'll get to the 17th line. Let's do a gematria sum of all the italic uppercase letters to the uppercase S in Shakespeare. We have a gematria sum of 77. Then we subtract the number of words that have italic uppercase letters before Shakespeare, and we get the mirror number again. Now, let's do another version of a puzzle here. We do the gematria sum of 77. We add the gematria value of the uppercase italic I. We subtract the number of italic words. We subtract the gematria value of the uppercase S in Shakespeare. And then finally, we subtract the number of Roman lowercase letters. Remember, one of the principles in the easy peasy way to tell secrets is that we subtract things that are different from a sum. And you should get a familiar number. I've actually hidden the number somewhere on this screen. So you can enlarge it, pause it, enlarge it, and try and find it. Now we go on to page 2. Rather than go on to every one of the lines and puzzles, because I've been through all of them, and believe me, only a handful of the lines actually have simple gematria sum puzzles. We'll start here with these lines. And such wert thou, look how the Father's face lives in his issue, even so the race. The gematria sum of all of the uppercase letters in these two lines is 23. We add the number of words in the couplet to get another familiar number. Once again, I've hidden it in the screen. Next, we go down to this couplet, in each of which she seems to shake a lance as brandished at the eyes of ignorance. It has a gematria sum of 30. We add the number of words that have uppercase letters to get a familiar number. Now we go to the couplet directly below. Sweet swan of Avon, what a sight it were to see thee in our waters yet appear. The gematria sum of the italic uppercase letters in this pair of words, and notice how there are only 3 of them, is 55. And if we add the number of italic words in this couplet, we get the mirror number again. Now we go to the next couplet below that and make those flights upon the banks of Thames that so did take Eliza and our gems. The 2 italic uppercase letters in this couplet have a gematria sum of 20. We add the number of words that are in italics, and you will get a familiar number again. Once again, I've hidden it somewhere on the screen. Pause it and enlarge it. See where you can find it. The gematria sum of the Roman uppercase letters gives you the most sacred number in Christianity, 33. When you subtract the number of Roman lowercase letters, you get another familiar number. Once again, it's hidden somewhere on the screen. Now, the gematria sum of the italic letters in this couplet: shine forth, thou star of poets, and with rage or influence chide or cheer the drooping stage. It's a multiple of a familiar number. 3 uppercase S's and an uppercase O. The last couplet. This one has a very interesting puzzle, and I had to reverse engineer it. It's what I call a line sum puzzle. Well, we add the line number 79 plus 80. Now, coincidentally or not, 79 and 80 are the only numbered pages in Troilus and Cressida. Those who've seen my video, Add 'em Up, will know exactly why Troilus and Cressida has only 2 numbered pages. So, we added 79 plus 80 and we subtract the gematria values of the italic uppercase letters, and you should get a familiar number. Once again, the number is hidden somewhere on the screen. Now I'm going to present more line sums. I've done all the hard work for you folks. So what I'm going to do is just show them to you as a chart, starting with page 1. Okay, here I'm going to explain something. Line numbers in each of these equations means that you add the line numbers that couplets are in, or that are in the boxes. In other words, for the first one in the yellow box, we have the example of line 9. So you add 9 plus 10 plus the number of words plus the gematria sum of all uppercase letters in the couplet. You subtract the number of words with capital letters or uppercase letters. The number is 66. You add line numbers 11 plus 12 plus the number of words plus the gematria sum. You get exactly the same number. For lines 17 to 20, okay, the first puzzle is you add 17 plus 18 plus the number of words to get 51. The couplet directly below that, you add 19 plus 20, plus the number of italic words, and you get the same number. 23 and 24 you add together, plus you add the number of words, you get 66. 25 and 26, you add those line numbers, plus the number of italic words, and you get 66. It's exactly the same pattern that you had in the previous two examples. This cannot be the result of chance, folks. Jonson was doing what he wanted to do with all these uppercase letters. He was giving you examples and puzzles and clues in the authorship game to give you exactly who the author of these plays was. For page 2, the boxes in the orange, or the sums in the orange boxes show numbers with digit sum values. In this case, we have two couplets. 47 plus 48 plus 49 plus 50. We do not add the line numbers. We add the gematria sums of all the uppercase letters in those 4 lines, plus the number of words to get 89. However, when you get to 59 and 60, you add the line numbers, 59 plus 60. Add the number of words, not in brackets. Then you subtract the italic gematria sums. Then you subtract the words in brackets, and you get exactly the same number. As before, we have an interesting anomaly. The boxed puzzles actually contain another pattern. The first 4 couplets, you take 41 plus 42 plus the number of words, subtract the gematria sum of uppercase letters, and then you subtract number of Roman letters to get 40. 43 plus 44 plus the number of words in those couplets, subtract the gematria sum of all uppercase letters, subtract the Roman letters, the number of Roman letters, and you get 80. So you have 40 and 80. One is exactly half of the other. For the next 2 puzzles in the blue box below that, we take the line numbers, 55 and 66, you add them together, add the number of words, and subtract the italic gematria sum to get 51. For 57 and 58, you add those line numbers together, plus the number of words. Then you do exactly the same thing. You subtract the italic gematria sum, and you get 102. 51 is 17 times 3, 102 is 17 times 6. No way that these could be random. Now I'm going to give you another small puzzle. Add the gematria values of all the italic uppercase letters in the first lines of both pages. Then you subtract the Roman uppercase S in brackets. Your result should be 34, 17 times 2. Let's add the gematria values in the bottom 2 lines from page 1 and page 2. Then we add the number homophones in the same lines. They are both the same number. The sum is 40. Let's add the gematria sum in the final couplet. Now we subtract the homophone in line 80. The result is simply 57, 17 plus 40. Let's do the same thing here in the final couplet on page 1. You add the gematria values in these lines, and you add the homophone. The result is 66. And of course, in the Latin alphabet repeated count, 66 is VVV. It's also the number of rows in a full column in the first folio. The new 17 tally carried over from Secrets in Jonson's Ode Part 1 is now 40. Introducing the star of poets once again. We have the updated 17 tally of 40. Star, of course, the uppercase S, is the 17th letter or space in the line. And our man's coat of arms had a star in the upper quadrant. The type 2 ligature from the title is 2 V's. We have seen 4 times, or we see 4 times in the first folio, the same headpiece ornament. And the little animals in red boxes are 2 Cayley greyhounds. They bore the arms of only one family, whose motto was Vero Nihil Verius. Nothing is truer than truth. So, with all these examples of the number 17 in this poem, is Jonson saying that the man whose name is on the title page, the author, given all these clues, all these numbers that recur over and over and over again, he's saying no. The man represented by the number 17, who's behind the mask in the Droeshout portrait, is this man. Edward de Vere, the 17th Earl of Oxford. Thanks for watching. Stay safe.